Hello, my name is Tom Erickson, and I'm Dean of the College of Business and Technology at Eastern Kentucky University. Today, I'm very pleased to introduce our 6th annual Black History Month executive speaker. We've had this series of executive speakers for Black History Month in the college over the last 6 years, and we're very pleased today to introduce a 2009 EKU accounting graduate, Dale Morgan. Dale has had an extensive career and has done phenomenal things in his home community of Lexington, Kentucky. He currently is a finance and investment specialist with the Lexington, Fayette urban county government, and is just doing exciting things. Without further ado, I'd like to turn the podium over to Dale Morgan.
Thank you, Dean Erickson, for that wonderful introduction. My EKU experience started way before I stepped foot on the campus of EKU. My EKU experience started back when I was an adolescent with all those hopes and dreams that I had for my future and for myself. And just like most of us, when you're young, we think we're invincible, we're going to conquer the world. And myself included, this thing called life comes sweeping in out of nowhere and smacks us from left to right, up, down, and all over the place. Coming out of high school, I went to the University of Louisville. I played football and I had dreams of becoming an NFL athlete. After about 2 years of misguided decisions, I decided to come home and just get a job and work. During this time, I went back and forth with working and attending several different colleges. But for whatever reason, things weren't going the way I'd hoped. After bouncing around from job to job for a couple of years, I landed a position in a manufacturing environment. I was able to accomplish a few things. Number one, I was able to establish my credit, which allowed me to purchase my first brand new spanking new car, and ultimately my first brand new home, which was a major achievement coming from where I'm from. Things were going good. I was taking destination vacations. I had an excess of disposable income, and I was able to even help my family financially as well. So at that point, I decided that, hey, I guess this is going to be it for me. But even with all of that, as time went by, I began to realize that there was something missing within me. I was having feelings of incompleteness, emptiness in my life, and I knew I should and could be doing more. One night at work, while I was at work on the production floor, my mind just went into another dimension. I can remember looking around at my coworkers, talking, laughing, and joking as we often did. And I asked myself one question: is this what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? And the answer was no. And it was in that moment that I remembered who I wanted to be and decided to be that person. The next day, with a renewed sense of motivation and self-worth, I went to Lexington Community College and took the first steps to attain the life that I felt was rightfully mine. After registering for classes for my new journey started that fall. Also, please note that my newfound motivation and feeling of self-worth was at an all-time high. So much that during the same time, a friend and I started our own retail storefront business. So while working a full-time job, working 40 to 50 hours a week, taking classes, running my own business, and during this time, I welcomed my first child, Miss Simone Morgan, into the world. After attaining my associate degree, I transferred to Eastern Kentucky University. The EKU admissions office made my transition flawless. They answered all my questions and gave me alternatives and solutions to all of my concerns. One of the things that I'm most grateful for during my time at EKU is the relationships that I was able to foster with the faculty. Dr. Maurice Reed, Dr. Oliver Feltis, Dr. Richard Chin, Dr. Mary Beth Holbrook, and Dr. Richard Fern. Although his tax class gave me a run for my money, I enjoyed it so much I took it twice. I simply refused to let failure hold me back. These professors did a phenomenal job helping me not only learn accounting, but also they equipped me with the tools, the knowledge, and the know-how to apply them in the real world of accounting. Since graduating EKU, I have held accounting and finance positions at Perdue University, the University of Kentucky, College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment, and currently the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. I believe that we all have leadership qualities that sometimes lie dormant within us. And all it takes is an event, a situation, an individual, or a group of individuals to bring it out of us. This was very much true for me during my time working for the University of Kentucky Office of Diversity. Dr. Quentin Tyler, Miss Ashley Holt, Dr. Antonia Farrell, Miss Natasha Sanders gave me the blueprint to success. The lessons I learned from them through observation, instruction, and even constructive criticism were instrumental and played a key role to my success thus far. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to them. During my time in the Office of Diversity and being a board member for the Lexington Partners for Youth, I've been able to give back to and educate my community in ways that I would have never thought I could. Going back into the same communities that I myself came from and teaching those kids about financial literacy, things like budgeting, credit scores, banking, e-commerce, investing, and all in between, all the things that I wish someone would have relayed to me during my formative years. I often would tell myself that I wish I would have finished college when I initially started right out of high school. But to be honest with you, over the several years, it became apparent to me the reason is the meaning we give to the events that happen in our lives. The events you're going through and the actions you take are creating the person you're becoming. You are not a random element in the universe reacting mechanically to everything happening to you. Instead, you're a human being, and I liken it to the butterfly effect. Had I taken a different path, maybe I don't meet the individuals or have the experiences that form the person that stands before you today. Just something to keep in mind when you begin to question your life's journey. I believe that life is a game to be played. And like any game, you need to know the two key things. Number one, the objective of the game. And number two, the rules of the game. Once you master these two things, you'll be staring at the world through your rear view. All those fears, inhibitors, doubts, feelings of despair, and all those things that were holding you back will be all behind you. One of my most recent achievements, and one that I'm most proud of, is the establishment of my own foundation. Foundation 47 is a life development and leadership organization that is focused on improving the lives of underserved, underrepresented individuals through positive reinforcement, financial literacy training, as well as everyday life training. In the infamous words of Tupac Shakur, I'm not saying I will change the world, but I guarantee you I will spark the brain that will. Foundation 47 is a microcosm of the direction and guidance that I myself yearned for as a young adult. Coming up as a youth, I didn't have a role model or a mentor to help me navigate through the challenges in my life. So I was often left by myself making misinformed and misguided decisions. Foundation 47 looks to mitigate those situations for individuals. Foundation 47's guiding principles are integrity, honesty, discipline, inner wisdom, determination, and most importantly, perseverance. These character traits become a strong foundation for these kids as they navigate through life. Through Foundation 47, I address some of the most prevalent inhibitors to individual success. There are a plethora of things that act as barriers to individual achievement, ranging from home environments to systematic roadblocks. From my life experiences and from my common interactions with young adults, the main inhibitor is their mindset. People don't become what they want, they become what they believe. Foundation 47 offers life training by introducing them to things such as their credit score and how it affects their ability to buy a car or home. Everyday financial budgeting to building generational wealth. My aim is to spread more smiles than tears. As I stated earlier, Foundation 47 is a microcosm of the principles I wish someone took the time and effort to instill in me when I was growing up. I always tell people to take the initiative for their lives and to find their own success. Find out what it is you want to do with your life. Hopefully you find your passion and you have the discipline and perseverance to see it through to fruition. And most importantly, never allow anyone else to determine what success is to you. Although February has been designated Black History Month, I'm Black 365 days of the year. There's so many other things for us to see, things to be. Our history has been filled with so much misery and tragedy, but through all the atrocities that have been perpetrated against us, The one thing that I'm most proud of is that no matter what happens, we go to bed and we wake up every day with the belief that things can and will get better. This attribute of hope and perseverance, while important to every individual, is what makes me most proud to be a Black man. I'm Dale Morgan, and thank you for your time.